Welcome to another day of Veda. When I said goodbye yesterday, it was starting to snow. It snowed for a little bit and then it switched to freezing rain and it's warming up, so it's a little bit more like rain now. The buses were canceled just because of all the back roads and side roads. They are a little slippery in the morning, so it's just safe to cancel them for everybody. It just seems like winter will never go away. But anyways, it's 5:45. Getting everything ready to go. Breakfast is going to be really simple this morning. We're just going to have some toast from the sandwiches and just keeping it easy for a quick cleanup. Okay, getting ready to leave, and I have a lot going on the next couple of days, so I kind of organized it so it's good to go. I took all of my sales and everything, and then I made my list, so I'm going to get produce and a few other sales today. And then I updated my schedule and everything, and Andrew has a dentist appointment this morning, so I have to reschedule one of mine because it overlaps with one of my mom's appointments, so I need to get that taken care of. So that's how we're starting off today, and everything is melting, and I think the official messiness of winter is hopefully over. Fingers crossed. At No Frills, they use loonies, like a $1 coin for the cart, but I have this little thing that I don't even know where I got it from, but you put that in, and then they do have a thing like what stuff is affected by tariffs and all of that, but I'm really looking at the sales, and I don't know what prices are going to be, and this week there's a lot of really great sales, some things I want to stock up on. So yeah, I got some stuff yesterday, I'm getting some stuff today, and I'm going to be getting a few more things tomorrow at Food Basics, and I'm really just fitting it into my schedule. So I got everything that was on my list, but then I saw that I needed Ziploc freezer bags, and they just had a package here because I needed them this morning and I didn't have any. So that my drive home, it was fine. It was foggy. The snow is melting. It's just very depressing. Like, I am just so ready for spring to be here. So hello everybody, it's 10:01 and today I'm going to be sharing with you, make sure that you can see, it's just being organized. It takes a little bit of time, but once I get organized and get everything going in place, it works really well. So what goes in the fridge, what can I wait, what has to be broken down, all of that kind of stuff. So my focus is like kind of sales shopping, stocking up, and then produce. So I'm always like trying to look ahead, take advantage of the sales, and just try and do the best that I can. I wasn't planning on getting a lot of groceries this week, but I needed some stuff. There was some sales, so I'll get everything organized and then give you a little grocery haul. Here is what I got. Produce, sales, stocking up. It's the changing of the seasons. I do this every year. So now I'm thinking of barbecue season and things that I don't have and things that I can stock up on. Went to No Frills, I passed by it. Good to go. Mushrooms, $1.25, got 3 of them. Broccoli crowns, $2, and then the peppers. This came to $7.74 or something like that for 3 red, 2 orange, and 2 yellow. They were on for $1.88 a pound. That is rock bottom price. Now they had the naturally imperfect bag for $6, but they were teeny tiny and they weren't as nice. Costco, you get 6, 2 of each color, and I think the bag is like $10 now. I have not been happy with the quality. So for $1.88, I picked out the ones that I wanted, and I should take note because if I go through these quickly, maybe I should get more to put in the freezer. They're easy. I could cut them up, just put them on the sheet pan, quick, easy dinner. That's really what my focus was for these vegetables here because our son will eat these now, and it's quick and easy, and I love mushrooms. Everybody loves mushrooms, and they're so easy in the oven. Pineapple, $3. I've been craving like fruit other than like berries and grapes. So these were $3 each. I got one that was more ripe. This one's green, so we'll eat this one first and then enjoy that one. Armstrong cheese, $4.44. I talked about that in my video about I haven't been happy with the quality of cheese. One of you sweethearts commented that you find the Armstrong cheese is better quality, like the least amount of plastic. So I got 2 of just the mozzarella, but I also picked up 2 that are already shredded, just in case it's one of those nights that I just don't feel like grating cheese. I know it's better to grate your own, but some nights you need a little bit of help. Barbecue sauce. At Walmart, it was 2 for $6 and no frills. That's one of the things that this store has stopped doing, is multi-buys. So for example, if I wanted to get something at Walmart, you have to buy 2 of them. Like I'd have to buy 2 of these for $6 to get them for $3 each. But at No Frills, they got rid of that, so it's just $3. So I decided to pick them up, so I got 5. So I got 2 of the Dianas. This is a little bit of a sweeter sauce, but I like it. This is the Gourmet Original rib and chicken. And my favorite is the Bullseye Guinness. That is my favorite. So I got 2 of them. And then I also got the Bullseye Chicken and Rib Renegade. Now, I know last year I talked about like buying the sugar-free sauces and all of that. They're about $6 a bottle, and they're not at stores that I go to. Like I have to make a special trip to get them in a more expensive store. So I'm just gonna go with this for now and then see what happens and all that, but I'll keep talking about it. Seasonal now, Easter's coming up. Now I did buy this at Christmas time. It was in one of my Vlogmas videos, the turkey breast roast with traditional cranberry stuffing. The PC one is 1,000 times better than the butterball. And this was great for a dinner and then sandwiches. And Andrew would eat this as a sandwich, so I thought this would be great to pick up and have. I don't know if I'm going to do this for Easter or if I'm going to get a ham. I really don't know, but these are only available, I don't think they're available all year long, so I thought I'd pick one up, and it was cheaper at No Frills than the higher end store. And then I needed Ziplocs, so this one was 16 for $4.50 or whatever. Not the greatest price, but I need them because I went to freeze something this morning and I didn't have large freezer bags. Now, I talked about this before, that Loblaw stores do like a hit of the month. So for April, it's like candy, some kind of granola bars, but then it's for hamburger hot dog buns and hot dogs. So these were $2.85 each, limit of 6. After the limit of 6, they're $3.99 each. I can't stand whenever I need buns and I have to pay top price for them. So I decided to get 2 of the Ballpark Classics. The hot dogs are a little bit bigger, and then I did get 2 of the 8-pack of buns because we like to have hamburgers, and then these are great to have for leftovers. You put them inside out, grilled cheese. If we're having something on the barbecue, I can do sandwiches for Andrew or sandwiches for leftovers. I like to have a variety. I have the 4-pack of brioche, but this kind of balances out. Now, normally I would not buy these hot dogs, but they were $2.85, and I'm like, you know what, I'm gonna go ahead and pick them up. So it's a package of 10. I'm gonna break them down in 5 and 5. It doesn't work out with my 6-pack of buns, but I just thought these would be good to have for the freezer. I don't want to look at the ingredients, but you know what, I just said they were there, they were on sale, and we need a quick easy dinner. They're good, have a lot of like fruit, fresh fruit and veggies, balance it all. So anyways, that is everything that I got. And this is what my fridge is looking like. So I'm gonna move up all of the older stuff to here. So I'm gonna have that stir fry for lunch. This is the celery from last week. I'm gonna shove that in there. And then the onions and cucumbers are gonna just go up there. I'm gonna get those taken care of. And then the lettuce, we're gonna use that tomorrow night for dinner with the tacos. And then I'm gonna put all of the other stuff in here. So I got lunch meat. Bologna isn't something I normally buy, but it was on sale. I love fried bologna, and this has like a long expiry date till May, so I just picked those up. I can throw them in the freezer, and I just find like instead of bacon, I just find like bologna works a little bit better for our son because I find it's less choking hazard. So not something I normally buy, but I had to ask the lady to go if they had any thick, so she asked me how many, so I felt bad. So I got a few of them just to have, and then sometimes they're nice to have. My husband likes like a bologna sandwich. I never buy this stuff. And then this was like the lunch meat that I bought, the natural selections. These were on for like $3 something last week, and I never ever buy them. So that's my fridge. So I'm gonna put all of the produce that I bought in here, and then I'm gonna put the cheese in the cheese drawer. And I'm just gonna put the hot dogs in there because I have to break them down. So we are good to go. I'm gonna use the buttermilk for dinner tonight, get the strawberries prepped and ready to go, and then I'm gonna use some of these sausages for dinner tonight too. And I'm gonna put this out in the freezer, And then I'm gonna leave this for later to put it away at my lunch hour. And I have laundry to organize. I need to do my dark load, sort out the clothes, my husband's like work clothes, and then I'm doing a load of towels too. So I'm gonna get my dark load in to go, and then this will all be cleaned up, and then we'll be on track. But other specialty laundry has kind of piled up, so I'm gonna get 2 loads done today, and then we're back on track and doing great. Okay, so it's 10:20 right now. I know what we're having for dinner. I have my load of laundry in. I'm working on my daily 5, so I'm going down to edit because I need to get caught up on my videos, and then I'm gonna break this down a little bit more and get it organized, work on some of my April calendars and just all of that stuff. So I do all of this while I'm waiting for things to upload and save and transfer and all that kind of stuff. So I try and use my time as productive as I can. So my goal is to work on that till about 11:45, and then I'm gonna take a lunch break, have my lunch, a little bit of, you know, zone out from everything, see what's going on in the world, and then work in the kitchen for a little bit. Okay, I got my editing done, so I have my load in the dryer with the basket, a load of towels in there, and then this little hamper here is where I keep like all like the ironing stuff and all of that, and then I wash it, and then as soon as it's done in the dryer, then Steve can just hang the pants up, and it just makes the ironing and everything easier instead of washing it with the everyday clothes and all of that. So Andrew has a few things in here too, so Steve looks after that. I wash it and dry it, and then he hangs it up and puts it away and everything like that. That's how we get the balance with all of that. I got all of my lists and everything done. This is like my pop culture calendar. You know, I wrote down a list of all of the things that I have accomplished. Like, I have the Easter treat spot, like, clothes are decluttered, the lists are made of what I need, the kitchen is ordered, the produce is stocked, the food is organized, I have lots of meat, I have a freezer of homemade goodies. I'm on track with Veda. My son and my mother are happy. All of their appointments and everything is organized. All of their needs are being met. The pop culture is organized. Laundry's on track. I have my spring decor and everything organized, ready to decorate. That's happening soon. But I am starting to feel just a little bit burned out. I'm not gonna lie. And then, you know, I'm stroking off the things that I'm, you know, staying on top of. Just my clothes list and Costco and all that. We're going to be going to the city soon, my IKEA list. And then I just went through, got what I need at Food Basics, so I'll get that tomorrow. I'm not going to Giant Tiger. And then the only thing at Walmart is the half and half cream, so my husband has things to do. I'll say if you need cream, go get however many you need, check the date and all that, and then that's his responsibility. So that way I don't have to worry about doing all of that. So anyways, we're good and organized, and now I'm gonna have some lunch because I am starving. Okay, so I'm heating this up. I just do it on the skillet, just kind of a low heat, just to make sure that it's heated all the way through. I can't wait. This was so good. So simple. I loved HelloFresh, but it does get pricey. I do have some like coupons, but I don't know, it adds up really quickly, and then you have to order it so far ahead, and then sometimes it doesn't always work out. But I just love their recipes because they're so simple, and usually they're like 30 minutes, and that's what I really like. So while that's heating up, I'm gonna go through my freezer inventory. This is my zucchini bread. I put it into the freezer, so it's double bagged because the other one was just a regular Ziploc bag, and I didn't want it to get freezer burned or whatever, not have the proper protection. And then I'm gonna add all of this to my inventory, just update the things that I've bought, get everything organized, and then make some more room on my counter. Okay, so I just stroke everything off. I just added in the PC stuffed chicken roast. I still have the hot dogs to break up. And then on my garage freezer, I just put banana bread, zucchini bread, and then the Wonder Buns, I just put hot dog, 1-2 6-pack, and then Hamburg 1-2 8-pack. So that way I know what I have. And then I also know that I have the 4-pack. I have 5 of those out there. So I am good and stocked. So we're gonna get that in there. My oven is heating up, and staying on track, being organized. So all of my hard work is paid off. My freezer is stuffed, and now I can pull from it for the rest of this month, clean things up, and everything will hopefully be, you know, good to go, and then I'll just keep kind of rotating everything. But I have the bread stocked up. I just kind of that initial sale, then I keep the brioche buns here. I still have those Costco cookies too, we haven't eaten them, and then I do have one loaf of store-bought bread just because I just want to have something in the freezer in case I need it. So anyways, all done with this. Now it's time to sit down and enjoy lunch. Okay, so we are good. I have the pineapples here, a few dishes to clean up. I got all of the groceries put away. I put the barbecue sauce in the pantry. The buns are all good. And then we had toast for breakfast this morning, and then we have the zucchini bread. So we're good to go for something sweet tonight if we want it, and then there's enough there for breakfast in the morning, just to clean that up. And then I'm gonna have my lunch, put my inventory back and my list, and then this was a new bag that I had to buy today, but it's perfect because I have things to put in it. So we're gonna enjoy lunch and then do a little bit more produce prep and go from there. Today I'm really just trying to get organized. I feel like I have things to do for my son, things to do for my mom. I really want to get all of her clothes organized. I found a couple of nice capri pants with a wider leg, and they'll be easier to put the Voltaren on for her arthritis. And then getting some of the Northern Reflection sweatshirts that she likes. I get them when I can. And then I got a really nice like light blue t-shirt for her. So I still need to get her socks and cardigans, and I want it all organized so that way I can get it all labeled and everything and then add it into her wardrobe. That was the strawberries, just cold water, baking soda, and now I just rinsed them off with cold water, and then I'm just gonna prep them all and we'll get them eaten. It doesn't look like any of them are bad, so that's really great. And I can't wait to get like the nozzle on my new faucet so that way I can rinse everything. I really miss having my little spray nozzle, but it won't be too much longer. By hopefully the end of May, everything will be all finished with our updated kitchen. All the strawberries are cleaned. We're gonna enjoy them for dinner tonight. My sink is empty. I have my waffle maker out, the Cuisinart one, and then I have my recipe for the tender and easy buttermilk waffles. I haven't made these before. It says 6 servings, but I'm actually going to double this for 4 cups, and then that will use up a whole liter of buttermilk. And then I just have enough left to make one more batch of these oatmeal muffins, and I want to make them with blueberries. So I could do that like closer to the end of the weekend, and then I'd have something fresh for breakfast. So we're on track. Okay, so this is what I started off with this morning, just, you know, focusing on getting organized. You know, I've written down all of the things that I've actually accomplished that I'm like, you know what, I'm doing really good. I'm ahead of the game. I'm prepared for Easter. I'm prepared for spring. Ovechkin, he's at 892. We watch Saturday Night Live depending on who the hosts are. So this Saturday night is Jack Black, and then it's John Hamm. So we like them. I know everybody's comedy is different and all that, but then the curling championship, there's a battle of the sexes for curling with Rachel Homan playing the top male team, and I think it was Scotland. And then that's the last day of the NHL, and then I think the playoffs start Easter weekend. Took my sales. I have my list for food basics. So I know Andrew needs more shoes. My mom, I have to check her socks, and then cardigans. Me, I need bras and underwears. My mama used to always buy those for me at Christmas time, and now I gotta do it myself. I ordered some pants for Old Navy. I think they're gonna be in next week. I need to do some measurements for Costco, and then I went through and looked at it, or for IKEA, and then I went through and looked at it at Costco. Like there's a cooling sheet set on sale, like bath mats, just making my little list. So I have my list in order for what I need to get done tomorrow. I have my grocery list, and then I have my IKEA list, and I need to do some measurements. The laundry is done, so all the pajamas that we wore last night are all washed and folded and ready to put away. I also brought up the gray pillow for my yellow chair to kind of complete this corner until fall, and Hunter's outside. He stays on the snow. I don't know why, but anyways, that's what he's doing. And Linus is curled up. It's not like cold out, but it's windy. We only got a couple more days with the green blanket and we're gonna change everything up. I did get one more thing accomplished on the weekend. I forgot to share it with you, but on Sunday, the rainy, icy day, I got all of the spring jackets and our vests all washed and freshened up, knowing that this weather was coming. So I'm organized and I'm ready for it. I'm just ready to switch everything out and then pack away all of like the winter stuff and then get into our spring and summer clothes and just get everything to what we need. We don't need a lot. It's just making sure that we get rid of the stuff that we don't wear and then, you know, really pay attention to what gets worn this year and then try and trim down our closets even more. But for me personally, I have extra responsibilities having, you know, a parent with dementia. I'm responsible for all of that. So I need to make sure that everything is organized, you know, it's the right weather attire and everything like that. And now things are a little bit different because I find my mom's always cold. I went in one day and her heat was blasted. She was covered in a blanket watching TV and I'm like, oh my goodness, it's so hot here. She goes, I'm freezing, and I'm like, okay. So I know some other people that have been like that and they always wear like sweaters all time of the year, so that's why I'm thinking cardigans might work for her. But I know she loves her crop capri pants too, so it'll be interesting to see. And I'm glad that I can laugh about it because it hasn't been some few harder days this past couple of weeks, but we'll focus on the positive. That's what we have to do. My yellow is all waiting on my bench to decorate this weekend. I'm super excited about it. I'm just going to do a voiceover for this part just because I was talking about like trying to, you know, balance everything that's going on in life, you know, getting everything ready for my mom for the seasons, and then same with our son too, like just making sure all of the proper clothes and everything is there for him as the weather gets a little bit nicer out. And I think, you know, doing a vlogging month and all of that, some days that's what I'm trying to do, is just trying to be organized. I'm trying to get everything kind of planned out. You know, Steve and I are going to the city one day on the weekend. I want to make sure everything is in order. I've been wanting to go to IKEA forever to finish up all the decorating. I've been taking measurements. You know, since we're going to the city, I want to go to Costco. I want to make sure that, you know, I get all of the things that I need for my mom and my son to kind of finish it up. And when I'm not organized, these things can fall apart so quickly and it just gets really hard. And this is how I stay on top of it. It seems like it's always like lists and everything, but it just helps me so much. I'm excited for a lot of things, but we just have to be patient. And that's the thing about like YouTube, like the way it was years ago. You know, talk about these things like everything is perfect, like, oh, look at what I'm making for dinner. And then when you see the reality of what goes into it, I always appreciate those videos more than like the beautiful edited with music and editing and all of that. And as soon as I start watching a channel and they say that they have an editor, I'm like, I can't relate to you because I have to do all of my own editing and I enjoy it, and I'm trying to do my best to keep up on the comments. So I'm very happy with the numbers for Veda because I feel like I can keep that like 1-to-1 as best I can. You know, I try and do my best. It's not always like something I can do, but I feel like this is what helps me stay on track when I actually do like these vlogging months. So I'm gonna wrap it up with that and I'll update you on how the waffles are. So I might put my feet up for a couple of minutes. I might get an iced coffee this afternoon. I haven't had one this year yet and I feel like I need some more caffeine. So we'll see how the waffles are. We have plans this evening. Everything is cleaned up, ready to go. I just have the load of towels to do, but I can do that anytime because towels are easy to fold and put away. So anyways, we'll see how the waffles are, and then I'll see you all tomorrow for the last little bit of organization before I'm all switching everything over to spring. I am ready for my capri pants and sandals. I decided to take a different approach to Veda this year, and this is the realness of life. You know, I'm trying to balance everything that's going on. I'm trying to take care of my responsibilities while tackling all of those mundane tasks of grocery shopping and laundry and appointments and having everything ready for my responsibilities. And now I'm finally making those buttermilk waffles. I had found the recipe where you didn't have to whip the egg whites, so I'm doubling the batch and I just want to have like the waffles made. It's a little bit time consuming, but I'm finally ready to tackle it. Everything is done. We have plans for the evening and everything, and I'm just trying to do it as quickly as I can and as organized as I can. So getting everything ready for dinner, it is a little bit time consuming. I'm just getting these sausages that I get. I really like them. And I had a different waffle maker that you had to flip around, but I didn't like it. I really like this one. These breakfast sausages just cook up really easy. I got everything cleaned up. The dishwasher is running, so then I'll just have a little bit to clean up tonight. And then I just have stacks and stacks of pancakes. The strawberries were so good, even though there was a lot of white maple syrup for the waffles and then a little bit of ketchup for whoever wants them for the sausages. We enjoyed the waffles, and then I have a couple of containers that I'm going to put in the freezer to enjoy later. And then I had a couple of sausages and some waffles left that we're going to have over the next day or two just to enjoy. I throw them in the air fryer. I just find it works the greatest for reheating. So, like I said, I'll link the recipe down below. I doubled it, made it exactly as what it said, and I was very happy with them. So thanks for watching, everybody. I know it wasn't the most exciting day, but it was the realness of everyday life.